Set photographers, what are they? I was recently hired as a set photographer on a short film. It was super fun. I wanted to make this video and kind of explain what they were, what they do, my experience. What is a set photographer? So the role kind of changed a little bit over the years, but back in the 90s or the 2000s, essentially when we had motion picture cameras, they had film, and when they wanted to show or make publicity, create ads, put pictures of the movie on magazines and posters and such, well, they couldn't use the stills from the motion picture camera because the quality wasn't as good. And especially when you want to scale to huge posters, you want to use high resolution pictures. So set photographers had the job, more like marketing style, to take nice stills of the actors and scenes and stuff, and they would use those pictures to make ads. They also did behind the scenes work for scene continuity, I believe. I might be wrong here, but this is what information I could gather. If I'm wrong, please feel free to correct me. Over the years, it kind of evolved because cameras or motion picture cameras that would shoot movies, they evolved and became more and more digital. And now quality is so high that you can pretty much pick a still from any point in the movie and make something out of it. But they still do hire set photographers. Like I just, I reached out to a bunch of them and they still do that work to this very day. I don't know if they still use their pictures for marketing. I believe so, but a lot for behind the scenes and just for the production crew. So that's what a set photographer does, essentially. They take pictures for marketing and publicity and for behind the scenes. I really believe, I did some research because essentially what happened was, so I always wanted to work on a movie set and I wasn't sure if I wanted to work or how to go about it, if I had to take classes or if I had to go to school back again or do some own movies myself, so I had some experience. So while I was looking that up, now I know what I'm supposed to do. I've signed up for a union and I'm trying to take classes there. While I was figuring that out, I was still applying to movies or movie sets, specifically kinos, because unfortunately I don't have the network yet to reach out to these people that make huge movies. But kino is still really fun. Kino is like a network of people that make short films with people from all different backgrounds and walks of life, and they just make fun movies. So I was applying to this short film, and this guy, Alexandre Gagnon, was really nice, and he said, hey, we're looking for a set photographer. I'd love to offer that position to you because I do photography for fun. I do street photography on my Instagram. And he was like, hey, if you want to come and do some behind the scenes, I was like, yeah, sure, why not? And so I did go, and it was really fun, honestly. At first, I was kind of nervous. I wasn't really sure what I was supposed to do. I was kind of learning on the job, but I also looked up what they were doing, and it really depends what the director asks of you or the team or the crew asks of you. And in my case, they really just wanted behind the scenes stuff, but he was kind of like, well, you do behind the scenes, but if you want to shoot like the actors and things like that, feel free. So I did kind of both. It was really fun. It was a really fun movie set. People were very kind, open. They weren't shy in front of the camera. And I mean, naturally on a fucking movie set, they're going to be not shy. It was really fun because at first, to be honest, I didn't really know what I was getting into. And you would think that, or I thought as it was going on, we're shooting scenes, right? And a scene can have multiple takes, multiple angles. And so we could be stuck doing one scene for 8 hours. And I was like, well, am I going to have, good angles? Am I going to be able to take nice pictures? And I was, absolutely. It was a lot of fun. Even if you're in the same scene, it forces you to kind of be creative. And so, with all the lighting and the actors and the equipment, and even if we're doing the same scene and shooting the same thing over and over again, you have opportunities to take pictures at different points in time, if that makes sense. So with the lighting and the equipment, it was really fun to be able to take pictures from different angles and while they were setting up to get in front of the camera and take pictures of the actors. And it was really fun. When I try to take pictures, I always try and make it so the picture tells a story. Not evident or easy to do on a film set, but that was kind of my goal, even if I was doing behind the scenes stuff. But it was super fun. And since then, I was able to like look into it a little more as to what set photographers did, which I already did and explained what they did at the beginning of this video. But before all that, I didn't really know fully. I'm a huge camera geek, so hopefully one day I can become director of photography. That's sort of my goal. And the reason why I accepted set photography, well, it was kind of perfect because it's a really beautiful role as an observer. So you are on a movie set, you are doing photography things, but you're not necessarily directly involved with the process, right? So you're not rigging, you're not doing sound stuff, you're not doing camera stuff, you're not directing, you're not doing script stuff. But as someone who had an idea of what they wanted to do in film, I knew I was wanted to do cameras, but it was very cool to see other departments at work. And I even got to know them, and during breaks I would talk to them about what they did, what they liked, and it was really fun. But this set, or this first short movie I did, further solidified my love and will to be in the camera department, specifically director of photography, or first camera assistant, I believe is the term. So that was really fun. And after that, I didn't stop there. Even if I want to do director of photography, the set photography role still really interested me, and I was very still curious. And I would love to do that. If I was never able to be a director of photography, even though I really want to, and I was a set photographer for the rest of my life, I wouldn't be sad. I would actually be very happy. And so I reached out to a bunch of set photographers that worked on various movies, from indie films to Hollywood pictures, all these things, all these kinds of movies. And I got answers. And I was really surprised because you would think, to me, when I was reaching out to these people, it was the equivalent of trying to reach out to a really famous actor on Instagram, right? If you try and DM Zendaya or Tom Holland, you're never going to get an answer because they have millions and millions of fans and they probably get DMs every single day. So when I reached out to various set photographers, I wasn't expecting any answer at all, to be honest. I was going to try it out and see if it works. And someone did, actually. And it's someone who worked on Oscar-winning films. He worked on The Batman, and he's currently working on The Batman 2. And he gave me a lot of insight on what he did. And that was really interesting. It's going to be a separate video because I would love to have the answers. And I want to do like a little quick recap of what he told me. And it was super inspiring. Super inspiring for one, as to how he got there, because I asked him a bunch of questions, but pretty much it was how he got there, where he started, what he's doing now, some tips on how to be one or a set photographer. And he started really late in life, in his 40s, and he worked on huge movies, and he was flown around the world, and it was super, super inspiring. It really gave me motivation to push and really try and do more photography on set photography. And I actually have two sets or movie sets that I'm going to be invited on, or not invited, but I was accepted on, I guess. I don't know what the term is, but super excited for those. So things are looking up for now. Fingers crossed. Really fun. I love photography. That was my first experience. Please follow, leave a like, and yeah, there you go. Keeps her will alive. This is how she's dying.